deck, and mulligans really help this deck become less bricky, because if you have a hand that's unplayable, you just throw it back and hope your next hand is not. Okay, so we have the Leviamon player on the left and Richard, the Mirage player, on the right. Again, hashtag Team Wyatt for Mirage and hashtag Team Tyler for Leviamon.
I think we all know how this will end. I believe in Josh.
I don't know, Richard.
Already.
He's taking a mulligan.
Already.
Yeah.
Josh is keeping
Richard,
Richard's
please.
mulliganing.
Please. Richard, I'm begging you, man. I need this, bro. Help me cope.
All right. So is Leviamon, is he an honorary dog? This was a hot button debate at Nats this year. I think he's a dog.
Yeah, bro. He's got that dog in him. What do you mean?
All right. That's fair.
Wait, what's the argument? What? Explain to me why, other than he has that dog in him. Uh-oh.
So this is dog on dog final.
So why is Leviamon a dog in your opinion? Elaborate.
I look at him. He's a snip snap doggo for sure.
Yeah, he's kind of cute. Kind of just want to give him a snuggle. Yeah, let's see what happens here with the Mirage hand. Looks like he has a couple options he can go into, but he looks pretty bricked up from my perspective. Going into the Galmon. Oh, perfect. We got a mental training. Let's see. And he got a 4-off rip. Let's go. I think that's what he needed. It looks like his hand has 5s and 6s in it, as well as an option. So that could be what he needs there. We're going to go to Josh. He's going to hatch his Sunomon. Josh is a very well-known player. I played against him round 3 at Nats. So he's going to go into a purple mem boost. Going and checking. I see a Raremon, a Gabumon, and the Leviax. He'll drop. Well, he'll pick the Raremon, put the rest to the bottom with the option on the very bottom. Let's see what he goes from here.
I apologize. I had to step away for just a second. My dog was freaking out about something.
Speaking Josh, of dogs, got a Raremon to his hand from the mem boost. And he drew off something. I don't know what he drew off of, but he drew. Raises Gabu. Going to drop the Raremon, or Evo the Raremon, giving his opponent 2.
And that Raremon just has been a very strong card for purple, just allowing a lot of really good plays with the trash and discard effect, or trash and draw effect.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Raremon, that promo pack was so good. The second year survey pack, or update pack is what it's called.
Yeah, the Saber Dramon, the Raremon, even the Galactamon support wasn't bad.
Zubamon was in there too, I believe. Yeah, very good pack. Richard did go into the Galmon last turn, it looks like. So he'll raise up.
Now the question is, does he have the good mock Gao in hand to go into right now?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. That's why he's got that dog in him, bro. He's got Mirage Galgamon in him. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's going to hit first check Biting Crush. We all know it.
Oh, 100%. You think he swings it here? He doesn't have Gem. He doesn't have the Betamon.
I don't think you swing here. I think you go into Mirage. Yeah, you go into Mirage, bounce the security, gain some memory, leave him at 1.
Unfortunately, he can't keep sharing, but he will put him at 1 with nothing on board. This is looking very good for the Mirage player. Hitting that 4 off the mental training is absolutely insane and very, very good. If I was Richard, I'd feel very good about
I will say it's a good spot for the Mirage player, but also with no tamers, no eggs. It's literally
this
one
gets
Biting
removed,
Crush
it's very bad.
away from just falling apart.
Let's see. He'll go to 3. Looks like Josh doesn't have the biting. Oh, he does have the Biting Crush in hand. Going. Oops. Uh-oh.
And that could be disastrous for Richard.
Let's see if Richard drew another 4 anytime soon. Mental training, getting a 5 and Thomas. He already has a Thomas in hand, and that's not the one you want necessarily multiple copies of early. However, if he already has multiple 5s, which it looks like he does have quite a few 5s in hand, you could take the Thomas here and double Thomas to draw 2 because you're looking relatively safe next turn. Does Leviamon delete one tamer or all tamers?
The Leviamon X, or the Leviamon
Yeah, the
itself
one that
doesn't
deletes
delete a
tamers.
tamer. So the Leviamon X will, if they have as many as
Okay,
more
Thomas
total
into a
Digimon
blue
and
mem
tamers.
boost. So we definitely take the jamming here. Yep. And then we're off to the races again next turn. Unfortunately, we can't raise up, so we're going to be a turn behind, but that's fine. Honestly, saving and raising at this point, you already chipped one security, so the OTK is I guess not a one turn kill anymore because he did remove a security, but the winning is looking very possible. And yeah, does Biting Crush have a delay?
Yeah, it gets to play the Leviamon if your opponent plays a
Oh
Digimon
right,
by an
yeah,
effect.
I forgot about that. If your opponent plays a Digimon by an effect,
Correct. But
and
Leviamon
your
has a lot
Digimon,
of ways to make your opponent play it. Like, it has tokens that it generates for your opponent, as well as
gotcha.
just effects that have to proc.
Very cool, very cool. And it looks like he pitches a Levi X there, so he can do the whole Evo from trash shenanigans. So Josh is setting up. I think Richard had that one very strong turn, and let's see. We'll see if he can recover from it, but he's going to be about 2 turns behind now, and that may not be enough anymore. He'll go into I don't know that Digimon's name, but it's the level 5 from EX Animal Coliseum.
Mm-hmm. It's the oh geez, Dragomon, right?
I have no idea. I have
Yeah,
no idea his
yeah,
name.
Dragomon. It's
I want to say
Dragomon. You know
Krakenmon.
Dragomon. No, dude,
Yeah,
that's Dragomon. You
Dragomon.
know Dragomon.
Yeah, I believe you.
It
Okay,
lets
so
him
he
play a
will give
Digimon by
the delay.
effect, so he gets to proc that.
Leviamon will blow up the Gaugamon, gaining memory as well.
Yep.
And then Levi X will
And
come
then it
out,
lets him
blowing
evolve
up
to
the
Levi X.
Thomas. This is
Yep.
unfortunate.
Because, well, actually, it won't blow up Thomas because he doesn't have as many or more Digimon or Tamers than him.
Oh, cool. Perfect. Perfect.
Because he has
That's
two
really
to
useful
one,
too
so he
because
won't be
Tom
able to.
he did lose the good Mont Gao, so Thomas is really his main unsuspend source right now. If I were Richard, I would just set up for a winning turn on the follow up because you could just drop the second Thomas you have and start evoing in the back, um, and just set up
Yeah,
to
but
win the
this
next
is
turn.
already 4 checks worth of coming at Richard next turn if he can't answer it.
Yeah,
Because
as far as
Levi
I'm
X
aware,
is
outside of
security plus
Genkaku though,
2.
there's no rush in purple, right? Other than Genkakumon,
Oh,
and I don't know if he's.
you'd be a little wrong, my friend.
Oh no, what is there?
We'll see if Josh is running it.
Okay, but he does get the full meteor impact. So Evo looking pretty good right now with that full meteor impact. If Josh wanted to be really greedy and wanted those 2 checks anyways, he could still just Evo into the Levi X, but I don't think that's a real play here. Is Levi X
I don't.
efficient has
I
more
actually
or
don't think that's
equal?
the worst play because he can pop the training boost to evolve into it for 4 instead of 6, and then it would pop the tamer at this point because it's just 1-to-1.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was the same or not. Okay, yeah. So I thought that actually is a pretty real play because yeah, you're right. He could go to 4 and get the swings. But instead, he'll play a Goblimon. Use the training to, I assume, Evo this Goblimon for a reduction of 2 on the evolution cost. Let's see here. Yeah, into the started at Garurumon, which plays a mat or draws and discards or something. I think the mat is the security effect, actually. So he'll trash the Leviamon X, gaining memory off of his stack, going back to 3. His hand is insane here. We get the proto form going into, is that a
Cerberus X.
Cerberus X? Yeah.
Chat,
And
this
he's
is
going to.
still BT15. This is the last event of the BT15 format.
Yep, that is correct. I do think though that this event people are mentally ready for BT16. So I think what a lot of the decks we'll see here are decks that people plan on taking into BT16 with them. Um, right, like Mirage, Leviamon. These are two decks that I think will exist in that format. Maybe Leviamon to a lesser capacity, just due to
Ooh, does die to
mana.
the
Oh, it
security
checked.
check.
Yeah, it does. But that check also was a Mirage Gao, which most lists only play 5 or 6 Mirage Gaos. So depending on how bricked Richard is, that could be an issue. We'll see Josh get ready to play another card. He has a really big hand. He has many, many choices when it comes to what he plays this turn. Looks like he will be committing to this play of a purple Memboost, passing Richard to 1. Off the top 4, he sees Levi X, Leviamon, and I believe that's a Dragomon again. That last card.
The last card looks like a Dragomon.
And I believe the second to last card was a purple Memboost, so he will not be able to take that one. But looks like I'll take the Leviamon X, putting... Oh, it was not. It was another Digimon. I didn't see what it was, though.
Is that maybe
Okay, so
Chimeramon?
Could
No,
be.
he's not. No, I don't. It doesn't look like that's in his list.
Okay. So he'll take that Levi X. Richard will be at 1. Question is here, if you're Richard, do you raise? Honestly, I don't think so. I think you take another turn to set up, since you're not in lethal next turn, right? Because you have 2, you have 3, 4, 5. Oh, never mind. You would be in lethal next turn. So if I was Richard here, yeah, you'd have to get a little bit aggressive, knowing that Leviamon will check for 3.
The Gazimon is what really hurts here, because without the Gazimon, he could have lethal because of how many cards are in Josh's hand.
I guess I forgot about the Gazimon. There's a Gob. Okay, so he doesn't have it. There's a Mirage that bounces a not Mirage, just a regular Galgamon that bounces a 3. I believe it is the EX one, or maybe it's the BT one. The one that doesn't play a Thomas. That's the one. But instead, he'll go for Zudomon Ace, which I do think will take him out of lethal. So that's a solid play as well. However, you will just give him that overflow to eat off of the Leviamon, which is just free memory. Popping the boost, going to 5. Boy, a Death Xmon would look really nice here. Josh getting ready to play another card. Likely his Leviamon. Yep, going into Leviamon. Leviamon pops a 3 and a 5. No, 4 and a 6, right? Thought Leviamon popped even numbers. The original. Let's see. Prana has more, as many more Digimon. Lowest level. And yeah, he had 2 because of his tamer as well. So that is unfortunate. But the Leviamon got removed by a full meteor impact and security, which is pretty sweet. Let's see if he has another Gazimon to stop Richard from comebacks. Yep, another Gazimon comes down. Richard does have the Galmon in hand that can remove the Gazimon, which is pretty good there, because you can just go into the boost or the mental training Evo to the Galmon for free, bounce the Gazi, pop the boost, and then Mirage up the rest. Yeah. Let's see what he does here, though. Dropping or evolving into a Octomon, I believe that is, putting him at 1. Gives him a token. So he's reading the Octomon. He'll draw for turn. So if I were Richard, I would raise, pop my training to reduce by 2, remove the Gazi, use the boost to go to 3, and then Evo into a mock. And it looks like that's what he'll do. So you definitely use the training. Yep. Into the Gao, removing the Ghazi. Now you can use your boost to go into a 5. And then hopefully he has Mirage Gaomon to Mirage Galgamon in order to gain all the memory back. Goes into Zudomon Ace instead, removing the board. That's pretty good as well. So Josh will start his turn going to 1 because Richard will gain back memory from bouncing. Josh is on his last egg, so he's starting to run out of gas here. We see Richard nodding confidently that that was the right play. Josh
a million cards in his hand, though.
Right, 1 Galgamon, and like that's like plus like 40 memory, man. And it looks like Josh knows that, so he's trying to get as many cards out of his hand as possible. And it looks like he did give him a token. I'm not too sure. Do these tokens have any effects, or are they just like little dudes?
When they're deleted, they can't unsuspend it. When they're deleted, you have to discard a card.
Wow. Why? That's so good.
We do reveal that he is playing that Rush Digimon that we were talking about, the purple Guilmon.
Oh, okay.
On play, if you and your opponent have 20 cards or more in your trash combined, it gains Rush.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So they have a Bushiagumon.
Mm-hmm.
Richard will hatch into the Bukamon. The way he's thinking about this is like, does he have a Mirage Gal? But I'm pretty sure I see one at the end of his hand. So maybe he doesn't have a burst mode? I don't know. This seems like a very easy lock right here.
He doesn't want to get blown out by a Biting Crush and Security.
That is true. I mean, but he probably just loses to that anyways. And I think he knows that too. So he'll give him 3, bounce this to his hand, and then he'll gain 6, yep, or 5. I feel like he'd gain more than 5 here. Yeah, but yeah. Looks like Josh is agreeing it's 5. Does he have the Mirage Ga? That is the question. Or the burst mode. Because Josh should. I don't know. I can't tell how many security he has, but he's taken 2 at least. So he should have 3 left. We don't have the unsuspending. We have Thomas. So we'll swing. Let's see. Hits a Seedramon. We'll unsuspend. Now, if he has the Mirage Ga, this is where he's going to do it. And he is. He's going
to...
What?
Oh. Technically, again, it depends what he's saying, but technically you have to put the Tamer back in your hand before evolving. Otherwise, you're just evolving for the cost. Because the way the Tamer reads is you return it to your hand. The burst Digivolve to Digivolve, not on Digivolve.
Gotcha. Well, if the judge didn't stop
that was
them,
what
like,
happened. Yeah. So I'm assuming he said it like with his mouth words. He probably said, "I'm going to return this thing to Digivolve here."
And then just Josh will go down to 8 cards in hand. No matter what gets checked here. Because it'll be when attacking. Very confused. Oh, he'll use the Thomas instead to unsuspend. Actually, wait, that's probably right. And then this time he will make Josh go down to 8.
This is, competitive regulations enforced. So the table judge could choose to be that strict on rulings. So again, I'm assuming that he said the correct thing, even though, physically he did the wrong thing. Because it's not about your opponent sharking. It's about the judge upholding the competitive rule set. Because we did see in round 1 the Ukomon thing happen, which is and I wasn't saying, oh no, like get him. I was saying, oh no, it sucks to see that he might have done it wrong.
Right. I think regardless, because it's only 3 to Evo. I think. Oh my god!
Oh no!
That's so unfortunate.
No, it's
Oh,
okay.
that's
It's
so
because it's a level
tough.
7. Biting Crush can't
Yeah.
clear level 7s.
Oh, that's so tough. Seeing that Biting Crush as your last security really feels bad. So we're gonna be setting up for game 2. So far,
Mhm.
Team Wyatt is 1-0. Uh,
Team Wyatt, hashtag Team Wyatt 1-0.
wow, hashtag Team Wyatt. Um, Really great game though, because realistically, Josh had control of that game almost the entire time. But again, we've talked about it before. Mirage is sort of a deck that just does its own thing and doesn't really care what its opponent's doing. Um, and we saw that with this, right? We saw that Josh was having these answers and these really good swings and board turns. But then in the end, Mirage was just like, I don't really care, right? Like if I saw my pieces, I saw my pieces.
Correct. And here we are getting ready for game 2.
Josh does have his deck presented, ready to be cut. Richard will finish shuffling, and then they will get started. Welcome everybody again to the stream. Anybody who just popped in, this is round 4 of the Charlotte, North Carolina PPG Digimon Regional. This is the final BT15 event. And right now we're in round 4 with a Leviamon deck versus Mirage Gaugamon. So they're going to be cutting each other's decks here, getting ready to go. Let's see if Richard takes a mulligan this round. Seems likely that he probably will, just with the way that Mirage plays. It'll typically take a mulligan. Josh drawing his 5. And Richard did keep his hand, it looks like. He's got 3 trainings, a level 4, and a Mirage. Looks like Josh is going first. Going into the Gabu, drawing for Evo. Probably the memory boost coming down here. Yep, setting Richard to 3. Revealing top 4, we get a Ruin mode, Cerberus X, Dragomon, and Leviamon. No mulligan.
And now we're going to see Blue open up with his hand of Searchers. So just really relying on those
Oh
Searchers.
my!
He does hit the
He
rookie.
hit a rookie.
So
He'll Evo that
he
rookie.
really believed in the training boost there.
That's so real. What?
And choosing not to play the rookie.
Takes the mem boost. He does already have a 4.
Perhaps he's just setting up the perfect OTK. I could see a
Yeah.
world where he feels like that's his best way.
And I could see that too, because really Leviamon doesn't do too much unless you start putting bodies on your board. So he could definitely be setting up for a turn just to OTK and just drop his Tamers and all of his Digimon on that turn. Still weird he didn't Digivolve into the rookie, because that would have just netted him an extra card. I see the value in searching beforehand, though, because he would have drawn a 4 that he didn't need. But he would have dug 1 card deeper, so... Regardless, though, I'm sure he has some sort of strategy. He wouldn't be 4-0 with or 3-0 without it. Going into the Octomon, which will give his opponent a token. Again, that token will. Does the opponent choose which card they trash?
Yeah, you just have to trash a card
Okay.
from your hand.
Does he not give him the token, though? Sorry, how does this token generate?
He does. He swung over the token. It's a
Uh,
Digivolve effect. So he's deciding what to discard now.
Oof, there goes a mental training. The rest of his hand must be really good if he got rid of the training. I believe in Richard. You know, he didn't mulligan. Must have a strategy going on here. Go into the Gaumon, draw for Evo, drew a full Meteor Impact. And probably Mem Boost here. Gaumon, go to 1. Gaugamon. He probably needs 3 memory to OTK here. So I imagine that's what he's setting up for, and he wanted to pass Josh to as little memory as possible. That Gazimon will probably cause issues, and because he evoed into the Galgamon now, he doesn't really have a good removal for it unless he happens to have the limited Mach Galgamon, which he might. We will see.
He's going to go into the Cerberus X for 1 with the X antibody underneath.
Playing the Guilmon, but it doesn't have Rush, correct? Because there's
Yeah, I
it's
don't
20
believe it
remaining.
has enough to gain Rush.
Okay. A lot of thinking going on here from
Yeah, he's
Josh.
proccing his when attacking effects, and then he's deciding whether or not he wants to use the X antibody as well, which it looks like he won't.
Checks a Galgamon. That's the Galgamon that plays a Thomas. And then he plays the training, grabbing another training. Richard is at 2 here. Depending on how many cards. Josh doesn't look like he has a very big hand. So I'm sure Richard's going to wait for that hand to be fueled a little more. And Josh will probably try and keep his hand to a minimum in order to not die to the Mirage Galgamon. That Gaussian raising is also going to cause trouble. So he's going to raise up. And then he's going to use that training to evo into the Mont Galgamon that does blocker shenanigans. Looks like I maybe I'm remembering this Mont Galgamon wrong. I thought it gave himself blocker or something and then bounced to 3.
I don't think that's that one.
Yeah, it just gains blocker and then 2k for every 4 in your opponent's hand.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. So he's probably about 12k right now. So he could swing over this Cerberusmon X, but that puts him in a really vulnerable position to where Josh's next board can just swing over it. But it looks like that is what he's going to do. Removing the most obvious Leviamon bridge. Going into the Mirage Gao, bouncing that, gaining 3 memory. And what does he do here? Does unsuspend because it's effect. And so it'll just be blocker very big. Like a 16k blocker. Yeah, he'll go for the blue mem boost. Give Josh 3. Grabbing off the top. Ooh, Korikaku. The limited Mirage Galgamon also is pretty good here. Or not limited, Mach, but he'll take the Mirage. Which means he probably doesn't have another in hand. So we'll see what he does here.
Very vulnerable position, though, because Josh can answer this board pretty easily if he has the right combination of cards.
Or just one card, right? The option card.
Yeah, that's a combination.
Yeah. Yeah, just draw the out, right?
Just draw the out.
Yeah.
They could just use the good old Wyatt McDonald math. It's a 50-50. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It is either a 50-50. He either has it or he doesn't. It's not that hard. And he doesn't. Look, that was a pretty easy 50-50. All right, we'll draw and then win the game, right? Just kidding. I don't think he can from this position because he doesn't have the limited Mirage, and he doesn't have
He needs a
enough to.
Thomas.
I mean, I guess Josh did not raise the Ghazi, so this blue mem boost can put him to 4, which will get him the Thomas. I don't. I think the
That
problem
would be
is.
pretty big.
I think the problem is just how small Josh's hand is right now. I think just looking at the size, there's only about 10 cards, which means he'd only gain 2 memory, which wouldn't let him cycle the Thomas twice. Or actually, no, it would because he has the memory gainers underneath as well. So there's a line, but it just, again, if he checks, what's it called? The biting crush or whatever is like first 2 security, then he probably just is in a really bad spot. However, he does have the the Betamon set up in security to give jamming with a Bukomon underneath, which is kind of awkward because they're just both going to give jamming. Okay, so he'll go to 4. I'm doing another boost. Getting off the top a Mirage? Question mark? No, probably not now because he can't drop a Thomas anymore. Does he even have a Thomas? Very awkward top 4. Taking the 5 is probably the best play here, right? And then just going in for some chip damage if he doesn't have the Mirage, which doesn't look like he does. The burst med.
He is playing so conservatively for this game too.
It's very, very strange. I feel like you would be wanting to be a lot more aggressive in this particular matchup. But, he is the one playing. Okay, he will check a 12K. Oh, that feels bad. But it's okay. He removed 1 from the stack, so he has 4 now, which means if he can get a Thomas into rotation, he should be able to OTK on the next swing. Or finish up the game on the next swing. Excuse me. I keep saying OTK, even though they've already taken 1.
Just a pass coming down. Interesting.
I definitely think the keeping of the hand was a little sus, and I think he's starting to realize that. I think the triple training was cool in theory. Pitching 1, I don't know how correct that was. Regardless, though, I don't think he's in a bad position. I think he, assuming he can get to 3 memory or more, and he got a Thomas. Okay, wait. Richard just knew. He just knew.
Yeah, but he is going to proc the Digivolution effect.
To lose the Thomas. Aww.
Yep.
Aw, this is so sad. And a Gazimon comes down, probably sealing up a game. We'll see if he has the Mirage Gao to bounce the Gazi, and he'll go to game 3. He didn't even have. That hand was tough. All right, Team Tyler 1, Team Wyatt 1. Which dog will come out on top?
I think the Snip Snap Doggo is definitely going to beat the Wolf Bork Doggo.
No, I think the Wolf Bork Doggo is a very good boy. How about the loser has to do their best dog impression?
No.
Oof. Okay, Mirage is shuffling up. They're both shuffling up. In this position, if you were Richard, would you go first or second?
That's a hard call. I haven't played either of these decks extensively.
Okay.
I think Leviah wants to go second. So I think if I was Richard, I'd choose to go first to deny him the memory and card.
I'm sorry, you said if you were Richard, you would choose to go first, so that way Leviah doesn't go first?
So that he doesn't have the extra memory or the card to start.
So you mean Richard would choose for Josh to go first?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Final answer. No further questions.
I think that makes sense. I think just knowing that it can't kill you that quick, that it probably in this matchup, even though Mirage typically likes to go first in my experience, I think in this matchup you would probably go second in order to And he keeps a hand that, again, I think looks kind of greedy to keep. It looked like he had 2 3s, a 4, and a 6. I just didn't see a 5 there. But, with those 3s, he might be able to see one. We'll see if he's going
We are
first or
seeing a
second.
mulligan come from Josh.
We do have 10 minutes on the clock with 5 minutes overtime still. Josh getting... Okay, so he had
Not
3
the
6s
worst
in that
hand,
hand.
but not an amazing hand.
Right.
He did have the rookie, which is really all you could hope for.
If he is going first, this hand could be a little more detrimental, but it looks like Richard's going first. Richard's
See,
just
that's why I would have made him
firing.
go first. Think of how bad that turn would have been for Josh.
I know. Now he's going to draw 4. Oh, it was a 3. But still. He gets to dig 1 card deeper. Josh thinking about going into the Guilmon here maybe instead of the weird potato-looking Digimon.
Gizamon, I believe, is the little furry frog's name.
It's a furry frog. I just know it was like brown, so I thought it was like part of the potato evolution line. I can't remember that guy's name.
Nope. It's Gizamon, I believe. I could be wrong.
No, you're probably right.
I can see him clearly in my head. Yeah, it's Gizamon, baby. He's a furry frog with spines.
That's pretty sick. Okay, so Richard did get
Digimon
5.
looks so cool.
They really do look cool.
This is game 3. 9 minutes on the clock.
With 5 overtime.
There's no way. Richard's making crazy. Wild decisions.
That's crazy.
I mean, okay, if next turn he sets up the tamer and then just wins, like what's the goal here?
But he has the limited mock in his hand. The limited mock allows him to unsuspend. It's like you lose out on the win.
Maybe he didn't want to waste it. But maybe this is super big brain and he's trying to force an overextension from Josh.
Maybe. One can only hope. Oh, man, come on. It's a 1-1 game right now. Super, super close. Still anyone's game. Let's see. He's hoping this is a Thomas. It's not a Thomas, but it does remove the Digimon, so he doesn't even have to worry about that now. He has a Thomas in hand. Does he have a burst mode? Gabu putting him to 1. Richard will... Checking hand sizes, it seems.
Both these players have very awkward hands.
Yeah. And maybe Richard is assuming that just based on Josh's plays that his hand is also awkward, so he figured he might as well Digivolve in order to get that bridge quicker. Richard just flip-flopping the cards in his hand, not sure what to do, thinking if he wants to raise. I mean, if you raise here, all you really risk is playing into a Biting Crusher. But yeah, Thomas going to 3 makes sense to guarantee being at 3 memory on the follow-up. Not the unsuspend Thomas, however, though. And a Wisdom comes down, revealing a Biting Crush that he will take. Basically saying if you raise,
I've never seen someone snap take a card faster.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, right now that is such a good card, though. He has another Wisdom in hand. Yeah, drop that down, put him at 1. He'll go to 3, but you'll get another card. Probably taking the Raremon here. Looks like he... Yeah, I will take the Raremon. Richard will go to 3. He knows it's now or never. Goes into Mirage, bouncing. He's thinking about going into the other Mirage, it looks like. Okay, but he will go into the BT11 Mirage, bouncing that. He will gain 2, I think. 3. Yeah, 2. No burst mode, it looks like, but burst mode would be a little bit of an overcommitment here anyways, in my opinion. So he saw him grab the Biting Crush. Is this a way to bait the Biting Crush early in order to sort of hopefully have a Mirage that can live another turn later?
Oh, this
Maybe.
could go so wrong, though.
This could go very wrong. Okay, Waru. He has 2 rookies, I think, so.
But Josh is in such a good setup with 2 trainings in the
Right.
back that he's going to answer anything and no egg the following turn.
Right. I think Richard's best play here is not. Okay, is probably just to not commit that much, but.
He heavy committed.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
this is gonna be a hard lesson, I think.
Uh,
Yeah, he's not
Biting
even
Crush.
taking the risk. He's just gonna Biting Crush it.
Yeah.
Leave him at 3, which is what his tamer would have put him at anyway. Draw from the inherit.
Okay, but now Richard, the Biting Crush has been played around. He still has 4 security. I would just start setting up in the back here. If you have the Mirage to bounce, yeah, you could bounce, remove a swing, and then I would do another Mirage, not Mirage, a Galgamon in the back in order to set up for next turn, but you don't have any way of reducing costs. So you might just have to commit to the one that's in the front here. But I mean, I'm sure Josh has a Leviathan and Trash to play off of that Biting Crush, which would just be devastating. And Richard will go into the Galgamon and Raising. Going into Raremon and the Raising, putting Richard to 3. I mean, these awkward hands are really doing work for each other. Both players' hands were super awkward.
The issue though is while awkward hands are bitty messy for both decks, Josh's deck, built to be a very toolboxy deck, is used to running off 1 and 2 copies of cards, whereas Richard needs those consistency pieces to see the thing he wants to do.
Right. So he'll raise up, probably going into a Mock for 3 here. That is the good one. That's an unsuspend. However, does he have a way to gain memory? I don't know. Looks like he's going to have to go into the bad Mirage. Yeah, this is looking.
4 Hammer Sparks would go hard right here.
Yeah, 4 Hammer Sparks would be really sick. Oh, man. Has to go into this Mirage. Giving him 4 and does nothing.
Yeah, this is not looking great for Richard.
Had he gone into the Mirage in the back on top of the Zudo and then just waited till he got the OTK, I think this game would be looking a lot different right now. But it looks like Josh does have that another training in hand to grab whatever pieces he may still need. He'll go into an X antibody underneath the Raremon. Pop a training, reduce the evolution into a 5. Waru Seedramon. Waru Seedra, of course, giving that effect to just gain memory whenever opponent's Digimon are deleted.
But on Digivolve, or on attack, he's gonna have to play a Digimon from his trash.
Right. Do on-play effects activate off of Waru Seedramon or no?
No, not theirs.
Goes into a 4. It's probably right to try and maybe get a 4 to stick on board, but realistically, it's not looking great. Popping that Biting Crush, bringing out the Leviathan. Leviathan blowing up Mirage. He'll evade. Blows up the Gaomon, gain 2 memory. Going into the Leviathan X antibody.
Yeah, which will pop the tamer.
Right. And then now that he's suspended, he did already commit to the swing, so I don't think he could change the attack target.
Not sure what the table talk is right now.
No, me neither. It seems like there may be a judge question.
It could be about this is like I was saying earlier about the triggers. Because you would have to announce both triggers when the Digimon was played, even though one wouldn't be legal until the other one resolves.
So he could have missed timing on the Leviathan X then, is that correct?
Yeah, like the Leviathan X, when the Digimon gets played, you have to announce Biting Claw trigger and Leviathan X trigger.
Got it, okay.
Or actually, this looks more like the trigger for when he gained memory for something being deleted.
Yeah. But it's just when you lose memory. Oh, okay, wait, so maybe he just get...
Oh, because he can't evolve over. Maybe the way he announced triggers, he couldn't evolve over the Leviathan, so he's choosing to evolve over the Digimon with the when attacking ability.
Got it. Does he not still pay 6 though?
I'm not sure what's going on at this point. It's hard to tell without the audio.
Yeah.
Oh, it's free from the trash. That's right.
It's free.
The one when it evolves, yeah, from the trash.
Oh, okay.
I got confused that it was even coming from the trash. We got so many things going on.
Yeah, that was insane. Checks.
Yeah. Oh, the 3 checks with piercing. Yeah, that was the plan all along, I imagine.
Okay.
Actually.
Yucky. Richard again looking at his hand. He sees the burst mode, but...
And then biting crush? Oh, just hard play Leviathan. Yeah, that'll do it.
Feels bad, man. And
yeah, that's got to be it, right?
GG.
All right.